Like, let's unpack this. Today, we're taking a deep dive into some really significant material from the Botswana Qualification Authority, the BQA. Think of the BQA as, the national guardian of educational and training quality in Botswana. We've got a stack of documents here. Lays out everything from national standards to how expert assessors get accredited.
Yeah, and what really stands out, I think, is how these documents outline a really comprehensive national system for ensuring quality in education in training.
Right.
Our mission today, really, is to pull out the most impactful insights, help you quickly grasp the structure, yes, but also the strategic significance of this whole framework.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And our main source here is excerpts from the BQA Evaluation and Accreditation material. It specifically details a training of trainers program. And this stuff aims to help you understand, like, the National Credit Qualification Framework structure, differentiate key program types, review the classification system, identify qualification elements.
And even how to apply online, right?
Yeah, even the online process. So whether you're interested in the nuts and bolts of a national qualification system, or maybe just curious how quality is maintained nationally, you're definitely in for some practical takeaways today.
Absolutely.
So our journey today, it kind of begins with the backbone of this whole system, the National Credit Qualification Framework, or NCQF.
That's the one.
This framework is, it's essentially the blueprint for how different levels of education and training across Botswana are recognized and valued.
Right. And the real genius here, I think, isn't just standardization, though that's huge. It's how it acts as a kind of skills-based currency.
A currency, interesting.
Yeah, if you connect it to the bigger picture, it gives you this standardized way to measure and compare qualifications. That means clarity, consistency right across the board. It defines levels 1 through to 10,
1 to 10,
creating a common language for qualifications for the whole nation.
And when you say entire nation, you really mean it. Looking at the NCQF table structure in the sources, Level 1, for instance, that covers foundational stuff like the PSLE primary school leaving exam, ABEP, that's adult basic education level 3, and OSCC, open school exam certificate, all carrying, 40 credits?
30 credits, yeah.
Then you jump up to level 4 and you've got things like the BGCSE, the General Certificate of Secondary Education, BNVQF2, which is the Vocational Qualification Framework level 2, and Trade Test B. Those are worth 60 credits.
A bit more, yeah.
Then way up at level 7, we hit bachelor's degrees, typically 360 credits.
They jump.
And right at the very top, level 10, that's for PhDs, doctorates, also 360 credits, interestingly. It really shows how all the different streams, general ed, technical and vocational higher ed, they're all woven into one single pathway.
It's quite elegantly done. And the source material points out that the NCQF is benchmarked against other established frameworks, like the NQF in South Africa and the AQF in Australia. This benchmarking, it's really about setting robust national standards, but also ensuring qualifications are understood internationally.
Right, for mobility and recognition.
Exactly, fosters mobility.
That benchmarking piece is fascinating. But I wonder, does aligning so closely with international standards ever risk maybe limiting how Botswana addresses its own unique national skill needs? Or is it mostly about the global recognition benefits?
That's a really critical question, isn't it? And while the primary aim often is that global recognition and mobility, these frameworks are generally designed with flexibility in mind.
Okay.
So they can incorporate national priorities, specific industry demands. It's definitely a balancing act.
Sure.
But the core benefit really is that a qualification earned in Botswana holds weight elsewhere and vice versa, which is just crucial for a dynamic economy today.
Makes sense. Now, the system makes this really crucial distinction, one that could significantly impact anyone looking for a new skill or credential. That's the difference between credit-bearing and non-credit-bearing programs.
Yes. Very important.
And it's not just jargon, right? It has big implications for how a qualification is recognized, its sort of long-term value.
That's absolutely right. The source material is quite clear in differentiating these two. So, credit-bearing programs, CD programs, they're fundamentally linked to that NCQF pathway we talked about.
Right, the 1 to 10 levels.
Exactly. All the way up to level 10. They represent a full qualification. They're accredited by the BQA, typically last more than 6 months.
Okay.
And they include formal exam assessment at the end. Assessment and moderation are integral. And crucially, you earn credits.
Got it.
And these can be delivered, conventionally in a classroom or through workplace learning. Then you have the non-credit bearing programs, or NCB. Now, these are not recognized by the NCQF for those full qualification pathways.
Okay, so they sit outside that main structure.
Pretty much. They're often things like upskilling certificates, think continuing professional development, CPD.
Ah, CPD, yeah.
Yeah.
We hear that a lot.
Exactly. These are usually registered or maybe approved by the HRDC, that's the Human Resource Development Council. They tend to be shorter, less than 6 months.
Right.
And assessment and moderation aren't integral in the same formal way. No credits are earned towards an NCQF qualification, though they absolutely can boost your skills.
Sure.
Delivery can be conventional, workplace, or, other methods too.
When I first read that, it kind of made me think of like loyalty points. Some points get you actual rewards that build up towards a big trip, maybe.
Yeah.
And others just get you like a discount voucher you use right away. Is that a fair, maybe oversimplified way to think about CB versus NCB?
That's actually a surprisingly good analogy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it really clarifies the idea. One path contributes to this structured cumulative qualification, your big trip.
Right.
The other offers valuable immediate skill enhancement, your discount voucher, without stacking up credits within that formal NCQF system. It really helps you decide which path fits your long-term goals better.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Glad that wasn't too far off. So, to really appreciate the scope here, we need to look at how the NCQF actually classifies qualifications. It has its own classification system.
Mm-hmm. It gets quite granular.
Yeah, this is a detailed categorization, covers all qualifications, even part qualifications, registered on the NCQF.
And this level of detail, it really helps organize the whole learning landscape. Makes it much easier to identify, compare qualifications across, incredibly diverse areas.
So how does it break down?
Okay, so the classification system has several key parts. You start with the field of learning. That's the broadest category, grouping learning outcomes with some coherent alignment.
Okay, broad fields.
Then you have subfields of learning. These are, logical subcategories within those fields, getting more specific.
Right.
And finally, you get down to the domain. This is the smallest combination of learning outcomes. It's detailed, very specific.
Smallest unit.
Exactly. And underpinning all of this are the learning outcomes themselves. Those specific statements about knowledge and skills for each domain. It's basically like a comprehensive library cataloging system for every single registered qualification.
A library system, I like that. And to give people some concrete examples from the source, think how specific this gets. Field of agriculture, right?
Yep.
Subfields could be crop production, animal production, or take business, commerce, and management. Subfields like accounting or maybe banking and insurance, health and social services, subfields like dental studies, medicine, pharmacy.
Very distinct areas.
Totally. Information and communication technology. You've got computer use and IT or software development and analysis, and maybe one more, manufacturing, engineering, and technology. Subfields like electronics and automation or chemical engineering.
See, it really maps out the entire educational ecosystem, ensures every single qualification has its proper place.
It's incredibly detailed. Okay, let's shift gears a bit to the practical side. How do qualifications actually get evaluated? And how do experts become accredited assessors and moderators in this system?
Right, the how-to. Well, we start with something called the Evaluation of Qualification Report, or EQR.
EQR, yeah.
This is specifically for external qualifications. So qualifications earned outside Botswana.
Ah, for bringing foreign credentials in.
Exactly. Its job is to verify the qualification's name, its NCQF level equivalent, and its field of learning within the BQA framework, basically making it recognizable locally.
Gotcha. And then for the assessors and moderators themselves, the requirements really seem to underscore the high standards, don't they?
They really do. It's quite rigorous. There are different categories. For provisional registration, which lasts 3 years.
Okay, provisional first.
An assessor needs an assessor training certificate. They need to be a subject matter expert, but maybe with less than 2 years experience. And crucially, they must be qualified at least one level above the level they're applying to assess, with an exception for level 10 holders, who might be registered at the same level if they meet certain criteria.
One level above, that's key. And then there's full registration.
Correct. That lasts 5 years. For this, you need a formal qualification in assessment or moderation itself.
Ah, okay, specific training.
Yes. Plus, be a subject matter expert with at least 2 years experience. And again, qualified one level above, same, level 10 exception applies.
2 years experience for full. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And you mentioned level 10 exceptions. What about assessing at level 10, the doctorate level? Those requirements look even tougher.
They are. For Level 10 assessors and moderators, you must hold an NCQF Level 10 degree in the relevant area, naturally.
Of course.
But also, you need a minimum of 6 publications in refereed journals or books.
Wow, 6 pubs.
Yeah. Hold the academic rank of senior lecturer or equivalent. And have previous experience supervising at least 2 students through the completion of their studies.
That really shows the high bar set for those top-tier experts.
Absolutely. Which, it does lead you to ask, why such a rigorous process?
Yeah, why so strict?
Well, I think it's Botswana's strategic way of preventing credential creep. Making sure every qualification genuinely translates into real competence.
Right, quality control.
Exactly. When someone is accredited, they meet a defined high standard. Now, for the application itself, you need quite a few documents.
Let's hear it.
Completed application form, naturally, plus a non-refundable fee. Certified copy of your ID or passport, certified copies of your relevant certificates and transcripts.
Standard stuff so far.
Attestation from referees or your employer about your competencies. Evidence you've met recognized assessor or moderator standards. A current CV. And importantly, that evaluation of qualifications. Report the EQR from the authority if your qualifications are external.
That does seem like a very thorough process. Ensures quality, for sure. But I wonder, does a process that rigorous maybe risk creating barriers for highly skilled people who perhaps don't tick every single box? Maybe someone with loads of practical experience, but less formal academic stuff.
That's a really valid point. It's always about striking that balance, isn't it? The framework clearly aims to be comprehensive, valuing both academic rigor and practical experience. The criteria, especially around, say, subject matter expertise and the attestations, they do allow for a more holistic assessment, I think, but the emphasis definitely stays on verifiable standards. That's crucial for maintaining the integrity of the whole system.
Okay, so there's some room, but standards are paramount. And once someone is successful...
Right, once approved, applicants get registered and accredited for a defined scope of services. A certificate is issued. Provisional lasts 3 years, as we said. Full is for 5.
3 and 5 years.
And crucially, if that registration expires, the assessor or moderator must stop practicing.
Wow. Okay. No grace period.
It really underscores the need for ongoing compliance and keeping skills current. So when you pull it all together, what really stands out from this deep dive, I think, is how all these different pieces, the NCQF framework itself, that key difference between credit-bearing and non-credit-bearing programs, the logical classification system, and this really stringent process for accrediting the experts, how they all mesh together is build this really robust, transparent system for education and professional development.
Yeah.
It's like a whole ecosystem.
Yeah, an ecosystem is a good way to put it. So thinking about you, the listener, how does this actually impact you?
Well, understanding a system like the BQA's NCQF, it's not just about memorizing facts and figures.
Not at all.
It's about seeing how quality control, how standardization, how clear pathways are actually built into an educational landscape. It just gives you a much, much clearer picture of what any qualification truly represents, whether you're a student, maybe a professional looking to upskill, or even someone hiring talent. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this whole analysis, it just shows the meticulous effort that goes into making sure qualifications hold real value. Because they aren't just pieces of paper.
Right.
And it does make you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How might a system this detailed, this transparent, how might it influence global educational mobility? Yeah. Could it make it easier for professionals to move between countries?
Interesting question.
Or even, how could it reshape the way we approach lifelong learning?
Right.
Continuous professional development.
Yeah.
Especially now with industries changing so fast.
That's definitely something to mull over as you go about your day. We really hope this deep dive has given you a useful shortcut to being well informed on this, pretty crucial topic.